Hi, this is Tara Marino with ElegantFemme.com, and I have something really cool to share with you today. So have you ever felt or caught yourself comparing yourself to other women? Have you ever felt yourself feeling a little bit inferior, or dare I say, even a little bit jealous? Of course you have. We all have. So let's get really real, okay? Because my intention today is to share with you a very cool tool that you can start utilizing in your life so that you can change that inferiority complex into a source of inspiration for you to move you more quickly, more easily, and more elegantly towards your desires. We have a symphony of birds joining us this evening. It's about dusk here in France, so the birds come out to say good night, to say bonne nuit, so maybe I'll be competing with them. So I wanted to read you actually the definition of inferior and the definition of jealous, because they're really good and I haven't come up with any better of my own. Alright, so you're going to see me cheating a little bit on my computer. The definition of inferior means lower in value or quality, lower in rank, position, or status, not of the best, mediocre, commonplace. Who wants to be that? Nobody. Nobody. And yet we put ourselves in a position of comparing and feeling inferior consistently. What about this one? Jealous, resentful or bitter in rivalry, envious, inclined to suspect rivalry. Ooh, ouch, right? Who wants to live this way? None of us, really. None of us want to live this way. And we find ourselves in that space of comparing and feeling that jealousy, right? When we feel jealous or when we find ourselves comparing ourselves to someone else, what we do is we feel less than, and we feel then guilty about it. Like, why am I not where they are, right? Why am I not where that other woman is? I have a special thing I want you to do, and I'm actually going to close my computer. You're going to see me duck down a second because it's on this balcony here, and it's like, I'm worried it's going to fall off onto the car, okay? So, I want you, every time that you start to feel that jealous feeling, right, and it comes up, I want you to notice what you're actually jealous about. Instead of pretending that you're not jealous, instead of pretending, oh, I don't feel that jealousy thing, I want you instead to say, wait a minute, what am I jealous about? What is it that she has? What is it that she's experiencing? What is it that she actually is doing that I want to do in my life? And instead of having an inferiority complex, I want you to have an inspiration container. Okay? And I'm serious, I want you to actually have a container. This is a mason jar, super fancy. Okay? I want you to put this on your desk, in your office, or in your room. Usually for most of us, and me included, it should be in your office, because when you get triggered by what somebody else is doing that's really successful, you want to right away be able to feel inspired. So instead of feeling like, oh, I'm so jealous that she's making $1 million, what I want you to do is say, this is your inspiration container. These are my fancy stickies. Inspired. $1 million. I want you to take it off and I want you to put it in your inspiration container. If you're really good, you'll have this jar filled by the end of the week. This is really important for us as women, and this is really important for your femme types. As you're making your notes, instead of your inferiority complex, you have your inspiration container. And as you're making your note for your inspiration container, I want you to ask yourself, which one of your femme types is actually being triggered in that moment? Is it your indie? Is it who that woman is being that's inspiring you? Is it your Frenchie? Is it what you see that woman enjoying that's inspiring you? Or is it your New Yorker? Is it what you see that woman doing that's inspiring you? So at the end of your little note, I want you to put Frenchie, Indie, or New Yorker, so that you have a better understanding about your own personal Frenchie, Indie, and New Yorker. How are they inspired? What is it that you're desiring? One of the top things I hear from women all the time is, I don't know what it is I really want. Yes, you do. Think about how many times you've been jealous or felt inferior this week. It's a beautiful opportunity for you as a woman to start moving towards what it is you really desire. So remember, anytime you feel jealous, anytime you feel inferior, anytime you see yourself comparing yourself to another woman, ask yourself, what is it that she's doing? Who is it that she's being? What is it that she's enjoying? Take a sticky, put it in your inspiration container, and allow yourself to go from inferiority, right? Inferiority complex into inspiration container. This will serve you. And when you're feeling low and you find yourself start comparing, start to take the notes out of your inspiration container. And I've got my little son running up to me to say, totally inspired. Dominic, do you want to say hello to everyone? Are you going to hide? All right, he's going to hide. Utilize your inspiration container this week right away. Start taking those spaces of jealousy and put them to good use so you can understand what your Frenchie, what your New Yorker, and what your Indie is really desiring for you to experience. I'll see you next week.